Okay, so I just finished catching up to Mushoku Tensei, the manga. And first off, I just want to talk about it. First off. Okay, from being an anime only watcher before I even decided to read the manga. Oh, also I caught up like day before yesterday ish. Um, so yeah, it's mad recent. Um, Paul, I never personally, I never really understood the hate for Paul. For the most part, people are more or less they'll argue Paul's the worst, like he's a piece of shit, a trash human being. I wouldn't say that. I think that he's fucked up. Um, Slash, I don't really care. I don't give a fuck. Hot take, I don't care. He cheated. I don't, and okay, that doesn't take away from anything else that he's done. Like we can't sit here and say from the anime, right? We cannot sit here and say that he hasn't done anything ever good. We can't say that. Okay? So just relax. So I wasn't really even on the Paul hate bandwagon at first. I was kind of like, meh, whatever. He was getting character development and growth like immediately from jump with the whole Rudy and him situation and when he hit him. So I was like, oh shit, that's a plus one already. And then the whole thing with his dad, foreshadowing. I was like, yeah, I fuck with Paul. Paul's cool. Same thing with Rudy. I never really got the hate behind Rudy. Like, I just don't care. Like, I just don't give a fuck. I just don't. I don't know how else to put it. Okay, he's a 40-year-old. Okay, so in this particular um area with girls and women and like yeah, he's an adult, I guess, but you can still be immature in certain areas and still be an adult. Like I don't know why people don't really understand this. And I get it. 40-year-old creeping on some however old year old is weird. Sure. I just don't care. Like given the context, I just don't care. Right? And this isn't like me saying I wouldn't care regardless of any like specific circumstance if it like was similar enough to the situation. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in this it's case by case, right? But in this case, I just don't give a fuck. I just don't care, right? So me and Rudy were cool. Me and Paul were cool, right? I actually really fucked with both of them. They were really cool. Now, into the manga, listen, okay? Listen. Okay. Wait. First off, the Paul meeting back up with Rudy after the I was gonna say the Dark Continent. Fuck. Togashi. The Demon Continent. That shit was so fucking good. Oh my god, that was so fucking good. I really love that scene, and it was a really complicated matter. I don't think Paul was necessarily wrong. I don't think Rudy was necessarily wrong. Paul was for sure right about a couple things, and Paul fucked up again. He's 20 something, by the way. He's still in his 20s, by the way. I'm pretty sure by this point. Even if he isn't, he doesn't have much experience being a fucking father. Cut us some slack, okay? Relax. He's younger than Rudy mentally. Chill out. Get off his case, right? That's where I'm coming from. So it's like that's where I'm coming from in the sense that I know if or when it gets animated, people are gonna shit on Paul. People are gonna fucking blame Paul so hard, and they're not gonna give a fuck about the context or anything. Holy shit, do I know they're gonna shit on my nigga Paul? But bro, I don't blame him. I really don't. Like, obviously he fucked up, but I don't blame him in the sense that his family's gone. It's been what 2-3 years, I believe. I think it was like 2-3 years. I think it was 3 years that it took them to get to that place, like to meet back up with him. 3 years of not knowing if your fucking whole family is dead or alive. 3 years with all that weight on your fucking, with all that weight on you of finding other people besides your family, possibly trying to be uh uh is it impartial? Is that the right word? Whatever. Trying to be like impartial, to be like, I'm not showing favoritism of searching for my family only, I'm trying to search for everyone's family and anybody ever, right? He literally all that weight on his shoulders, bro. No telling what the fuck he went through that the light novel could go into. Now that I think about it, honestly, but like, and then he's drunk and he was in that spiral and now he's in this hole and nobody's there to get him out of it. It's just him and his daughter. Like, I don't blame him for lashing out. Let me not say that. I'm not gonna say I don't blame him. I'll say I get it. I'll say that. I get it. Right? He's young. He's still learning to be a father. He's still learning to be a parent. Like, what am I gonna say? Who the fuck am I to say? Like, to judge Paul? Like, like, who am I? Right? That's kind of where I'm coming from that standpoint. Like, I get it. Right? And then Rudy, he's 40-year-old, but he's never went through anything ever like this in his old life. So to me, I don't give a fuck how old he is. You've never experienced this shit before, bitch. You're your age now. That's how old you are in that situation to me. I don't care. Right? You're new to this. When Ghislaine, I don't know, Ghislaine, I call her Ghislaine, alright, but whatever. When Ghislaine broke the sound barrier and fucking cut those guys' head off and killed them, he was shook. He never saw that before in his old life. He was acting his age, for lack of a better words. Right? So in this scenario, I don't blame Rudy. Bro, Rudy was just trying to get home, bro. He's a kid, bro. He's a fucking child. Obviously, he's 40 years old, but I just said that if he's new to this, he's his age. I don't care, right? So that's why I'm addressing him as such. He's a fucking child, bro. He's like 11. What, 11 by this point? 12? Bro, relax, Paul. I get it. You didn't need to say that. And then Rudy didn't need to say what he did either. How many women did you fuck? Like, it was just, oh my God, bro. That's I cannot wait. I cannot fucking wait until they animate that shit with the music and the oh my God, I'm ready. I'm ready for that shit to be animated. Holy shit. That scene is really good. First and foremost, that just fuck. I had to just, God damn it. That scene was, oh fuck. Okay. Now, I already said that I know that I feel like people are just gonna shit on Paul. At least the reactors are, right? Generally, people already don't like him. I fuck with Paul. I don't care that he cheated. I just don't care. And apparently the assault thing with him and Lilia was a mistranslation, I heard, and it was the thing where he convinced her to give him her virginity, and then she was like, "I love you," and then he ran away. It's like, okay, yeah, that's shitty. It's not fucking assault. If what I've heard is true, right? If that is true, which I'm going by that, I don't care. Yeah, that's a shitty thing to do. He's a piece of shit, but he's not a piece of shit. He's not a trash human being. I wouldn't go that far. Personally, I wouldn't go that far, right? But that's just me, okay? So that's one thing that I know that I feel like people are gonna like. The thing with Paul is gonna get worse, and that's gonna make me feel the type of way. And the thing with Rudy, okay, now with this, the thing with Rudy, this is gonna kind of delve into the whole how I can totally see why some people say the manga from my light browsing of Mushoku Tensei. I can see why some people say the manga is like the shittiest version, because holy shit, do they jump around in the manga like a motherfucker. I can see that shit clear as fucking day, and I've never seen a light novel. I know they have a webcomic, I've never looked at that, but best believe they're fucking bookmarked on my phone, and I'm gonna read at least the light novel eventually. I'll probably read the light novel next, but I'll keep up with the manga. But regardless, right? Yo, they jump around like a motherfucker. And there's so many times where I'm like, I can see that being its own side story. Not side story, but like chapter and the light novel to give you more context. Blah 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 blah. Like when they get to the different city, I think it's after he meets the demon emperor. I forget her actual name. When they're doing the whole slave thing right before he gets captured by Ghislaine's people, like the beast people, when they're doing like the slave trader guy when they're trying to smuggle Spurred. I don't remember his name. I'm gonna be honest. I never. It was just kind of like I saw his name and I glossed over it. It was that type of thing. I don't remember his name, but you know what I'm talking about, the guy with the crystal in his head, Superred, whatever. When they're trying to smuggle him, when they smuggled him, and okay, first off, okay, fuck, okay, before that, on fuck that, on the boat on the way there, I can totally see how you would have infinitely more context between Eris and Rudy and their little moment on the boat, and even after that, where Rudy's like, okay, Eddie, go to the go find us a hotel. I gotta go do some shit, right? Even then, I can see Eris going off and doing her own thing and trying to find a hotel, and that can be characterization or character development or whatever. That could be like a little short chapter, and then continue on with the quote main story where Rudy goes off through the city. Maybe as he's going through the city, reflects on his moments with Ares on the ship and what they just had before they even departed from each other, on top of going to the place, getting to know characters, maybe getting to know some of the black market people or this city in particular, and then meeting the spurred guy, Rigard. Is that his name, Rigard? Fuck. But every time I feel like Rigard is like a slime character. It is a slime character. Fuck. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. And then when they met him and blah 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 blah, and it's just like that could have been like 2-3 chapters in and of itself of context, infinite context. Holy shit, I see why. And like they skip months and years, and I'm just like, yo, there's a lot of context. Even at least I feel like even I can see that they skipped a lot of shit in the manga. Like holy fuck. And I really hope now I'm worried. Right now I'm worried, not just for the Paul moment, right? Paul Rudy moment about them meeting back up. Now I'm worried for the erectile dysfunction shit that Rudy has post Eddie's and him and that whole situation. Like I'm fucking scared. Like I'm not scared, but I'm like I'm worried, quote unquote, but I have no faith, regardless of if they do it justice or not, that people will get it the full context, right? I have no faith. I feel like people are gonna play it off as a joke, like they did in the manga. Like I don't know how they did it in the light novel, and maybe they played it off as the erectile dysfunction shit as a joke in the light novel as well. But in the manga, I feel like they played it off as a joke, and I didn't like that they did that. I just wish that they would have took it a little bit more serious, but they didn't, and that sucks to me. Because I feel like that's a not to get all fuck it, who cares, fuck you. I feel like that's not really a topic that I personally see. um and obviously not to say that just because I don't see it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. I'm just saying from my worldview, Itachi, we're all bound by blah 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 blah, from my own worldview, from my genjutsu, we don't really have stories dive deep into yeah, this guy is a weird fuck up. He doesn't know how to talk to women. He gets a bitch, and then she breaks his heart. Oops, sorry. And then he breaks his heart. And then it's like, well, and then he goes through his mental trauma, blah, blah, blah. We see a lot. Maybe it's not delved as, at least in the mainstream, as like deep as like that. As deep as what I'm talking about. But we see the female, oh, she got with a guy, he broke up with her, he cheated on her, she's in high school, oh no, she's crying, blah blah blah, she's going through the motions, whatever. I feel like, again, from my perspective, that we never really see the male point of view from that. And I feel like Rudy especially, as much as people hate him, right? Not me, but as much as people hate him, I feel like this would be really, really, really good. Not representative. What is this shit called? When you add people in of a certain demographic into a thing? What the fuck? I'm stupid. God, what is that word? No. Representation. Yeah. I feel like this would be good representation, for males. right? Um, and I just if the anime plays it off more or just the same focus, if the anime plays it up more of a joke or just the same as much of a joke in the hello, if they play it up equally or more so of a joke than they did in the manga, then I feel like a lot of people will also write it off as a joke and feel like it's okay because I feel like the mood matters. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I feel like the mood matters. Um, and I feel like that would suck, and that would honestly, yeah, that would suck. It would suck. I mean, yeah, Rudy's obviously hurt. He's fucked up. And I don't like, and I really don't like the fact that in the manga, because I know if they do the anime like 1-to-1 to the manga, like even in the manga, it's like she leaves and he's like, oh no, where is she? He's like clambering out of his bed. He's like, haha. Like it's a weird comedic moment as he's clambering out of his bed to ask the butler guy where she is, and he's like, no, I've been told not to tell you. Bye. And then he leaves, and then it's like comedic, and he's like, no, and he like bows or prostrates himself or like kneels or whatever, and then he's like thinking about it, and then maybe when he starts thinking about it, it's kind of serious, but everything before that was kind of, if not comedic, not as serious as it should have been, in my opinion. And I found that mad weird. And then it just hard cuts. It's like, all right, well, years later, it's like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, oh yeah, I gotta search for my mom. I forgot. La la la. Time skip. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I really didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Like it wasn't that bad because obviously in my head I'm like, okay, they skipped a lot of shit again, because by that point they skipped a fuck ton of shit, I felt, or at the very least it could have been way more like details sprinkled out here and there. But that was one of the things where I'm like, yeah, if they, like, as soon as I read that, the Paul chapter and that, like those chapters with the erectile dysfunction shit, I was like, yeah, the anime, I hope they do it justice. I really do. Now the school shit, sure, you can play it up as a joke, you can do whatever, because at this point at this point, if they do it justice, they would have, okay, dive deep into Rudy's mindset and how hurt he is that Aries left, like how fucked up he is, like he literally became his dad, being just drinking all day and shit, like it was fucked, right? He was obviously fucked up by that. So by the school time, sure, you could be like, okay, play it up as a little bit of a joke here or there. Don't overly do it because it's still a relatively, I feel like, serious topic, or at the very least, not trudged upon as much as I feel like it should, from my perspective, topic. So you should treat it with care, or at least some amount of care, Um, and yeah, but you can treat it more so of a joke when it's like school time, but obviously still sprinkle in those like itty bits of like seriousness, and have an underline of haha, it's joking, haha, but no, seriously, he's hurt by this actually. Don't forget, right? Um, yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, there was one scene, not scene, but you know what I mean. There was one scene where Eddie stole a kiss from Rudy, and call this whatever you want, but I feel like heavily that people aren't gonna care about that. Maybe some people will, but I feel like this is obviously me being general as fuck. Um, and when I say this, just because I think it's gonna happen doesn't mean that I'm gonna move forward thinking that that's a fact. Obviously not. I could be proved wrong, but this is just what I'm thinking right now, and this is what I'm assuming slash guessing will be the reaction of people if they animated this far. Eddie stealing a kiss, I kind of didn't like that. Especially, I didn't like that in the moment. Well, let me not say I didn't like it. Rudy liked it, so I was like begrudgingly like, okay, sure, I guess whatever. He liked it. It's no big deal. But especially with what happened later on between him and Eddie's and how she, from her perspective, she was like using him, and she was like, wow, this kid's a little kid. He's a little kid, and I'm using him because I feel bad, because I'm fucked up right now. So I'm gonna use him, take his virginity. And she knew that he was a virgin. She's a virgin. But just because she's a virgin, that for one, that doesn't cancel it out. So whatever, I don't give a fuck. But she took his virginity, and then she just left. Like, I feel like at this point, they know that they like each other, regardless. Like, and just whatever. Even if, like, even if you disregard everything, her mindset of her perspective of what she was doing lets you know how she feels about what she did. And if I'm taking that kiss that she stole from Rudy rubs me off the wrong way, like heavily. And I feel like if or when that gets animated, people are going to be like, oh yeah, that's totally fine. She stole the kiss from him without his consent. Fuck it. Yeah, that's totally fine. And then still shit on Rudy for his past shit that he's done. Rightfully so, shit on him. But I feel like you need to keep that same energy. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? And it's just like, again, during the kiss, I didn't feel right about it. I was like, I don't like that. And even during that, I was like, I don't like it. And I said what I said now. In my head, I was like, people are going to be like, that's fine. But then still shit on him for the past shit, right? And then when the Eddie's shit happened, when she left, there's just no bueno for me. Like, But yeah, I'm probably gonna keep up with the Mushoku Tensei. A lot of people, I've heard that a lot of people think that the anime is better than the manga, but they think the manga is just dog shit trash. So I don't think that's a high bar to surpass from what I hear. But yeah, I just yeah, Paul's scene was really good. Paul is, I wouldn't say the best character objectively, but Paul is one of my fucking favorite characters. Honestly, top 2, top 5 for sure. Top 5 for sure. Paul, just character development and like just characterization alone, I fuck with Paul heavy. I really like it. I really like it. Paul's really cool, and Rudy, like top 2, them 2. Top 3, them 2, probably for sure. But yeah. Fuck. Rip Eddie's dad, Rip Philip, bro. That Philip scene in the anime where he was like, "Yeah, I'll tie up Eddie's for you and just give her to you." I thought that scene was really fucking good, and I really liked that scene actually. And it put some edge to Philip and what I feel like his archetype would have been. I know a lot of people had visceral reactions to it being like, "Oh, you would tell your daughter blah blah blah." How I saw it was Philip obviously loves this kid. He obviously loves his kid. We see that when even if you don't believe me, like I feel like even without this scene that I'm about to mention, he loves his kid. We see that shit obviously. Also, it's been 2 years, by the way. I'm pretty sure he would have seen them two interact with each other, and he knows his daughter well enough to see that she likes this man, and he sees that Rudy is a good kid, more or less. Like I feel like I feel like it's been 2 years, by the way. Don't forget that. But it has been like an episode. But that's beside the point. The scene in question that I was gonna mention was the first time Rudy and Eris met and them getting kidnapped when she came back. This is anime. I'm talking about the anime, by the way. But when she came back, we obviously see that Philip is worried. Obviously, like he cares about his kid, and he cares about his other kids, which is why, even on top of that, which is why he's like, hey, yeah, this is why she's mad at you. This is why my wife's mad at you. Don't hold it against her. You know, this is the context. Whatever. Right, even within that same conversation, like, so I thought that scene was really cool, and I really liked Philip after that because I was like, oh shit, he has edge to him. Okay, he's willing to give his daughter, marry his daughter off to someone to get the upper hand and basically get his other kids back. And it's not even like he's marrying her off to like some random guy. Again, 2 years, by the way. He knows who Rudy is. He's seen them interact with each other, etc., etc. I'm sure that the anime didn't go into, right? Even if the light novel didn't go into it, I feel like that's kind of implied. 2 years, but 2 years is a long fucking time, people, right? And I feel like people just forget that and they think about it from anime us watching terms instead of what the characters say and the passages of fucking time. But that's a rant. Sorry. Regardless, like I feel like Philip is raw. He is marrying his daughter off to someone, but context wise, he knows who Rudy is. They've been interacting with each other for 2 years, and he loves his daughter obviously, and he sees that his daughter likes him. So I feel like he is like, yeah, she's gonna be queen one day or whatever. She's gonna be, even if she's not queen, she's gonna be a noble of the fucking family. That comes with certain privileges and certain disadvantages. One being, hey, a gray rat's body can be used in certain ways, which is why they kidnapped Rudy and Eddie's. Well, maybe not specifically, but regardless, both of them hold value in that regard. So I feel like from his perspective, it's a thing where it's like, oh gosh, punch in. It's a thing where it's like, well, she's just gonna have to deal with it. Like she's gonna be queen, she's gonna be a noble, she's gonna have to face adversities, and she's gonna have to let some things go to get where she wants to be on this journey to get where she wants to be. Hell, even if she doesn't want to get anywhere specifically within this like family to survive, she's gonna have to take some hits, and this is one of those things, right? And I feel like he's willing to make that sacrifice, or the situation is just that bad to the point where he needs to do this, and regardless of his love for his daughter, he has to be like, yeah, you gotta make some sacrifices. Like you gotta give this up because it's just that bad. Like one of those. That's more or less how I took it without going into a whole other like 15-minute like rant or whatever. So yeah, rip Philip. Rip. I think the mom died too, didn't she? Yeah. The mom, the dad, and grandfather died. Oof. Fucking rip the fucking rip. Just fucking. God damn it. Hashtag not Paul's fault. Hashtag leave Paul alone. Okay, he did nothing wrong. Leave him alone. And there is this I don't know if it was actually in the manga or whatever, but at least on the site that I watched it, there was this, like, I don't know if it was actually from the light novel or what, but it was like these couple of pages of like just raw text, like from a light novel, like raw text about Eddie's going on a, see, okay, at the end, the Spurred guy had blue hair, so I would imagine it's before they like went to the other city. So I would imagine it's like within the anime, it's like right before the anime ended, type shit, right before they left that city. So I'd imagine it's like within there somewhere. Um, but also no, that's not true because it could have been after they did the whole slave port thing, and they smuggled him in because he regrew his hair over time. It could also be there as well at some point. Regardless, I'm pretty sure it's the latter than the former. That being said, it was a short story. It was like a little short story, like a little chapter or whatever, about Eddie's going to the fucking shop to get some blade oil. And that one, like, little short chapter or whatever gave me so much, but not at all. And it gave me so much, but not at all. Right? It didn't like change her character or anything. It just reaffirmed and tripled down on what I already thought she was. She's fucking stupid, bro. Like, she's not even stupid. She's just, I can't even call her airheaded. Like, she's just a different breed, bro. Like, I just she listen, Eddie's is Eddie's, bro. She just I can't understand what they're saying. I don't speak Beast God yet. So and I hear my name and I hear them saying my name every once in a while. So they're just talking about me. Punch them. Hello? What's happening? What? Who are you? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Eddie's, please. 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 Holy shit. That's it. I don't know. Yeah, why? Why are you like this? This guy's trying to rob me? I don't understand what he's saying. He's making a weird face at me. Punch him. That was just a greeting. I wasn't stirring up trouble like Rudy asked me not to do. That was just me saying hello. Yeah, bitch. Okay, buddy. I can see why the light novel. Fuck, bro. The light novel was probably goated as shit. I'll read that. I'll read it. Fuck.